Microphone check, check. Microphone check, check. Hey Torin, how you doing? Can you hear me? Hopefully this thing, I think I'm having some drop issues. How you doing today? Hello everyone, Tom here, aka Nostradamus, aka Wolf of Tom Street, aka Noam Tomsky. Watching this Bitcoin rush. We're pushing on 26,000. It has been a Merry Christmas. All I wanted for Christmas is a 30K Bitcoin. I've been writing this Bitcoin hype. Saint Gang, what's happening? Hopefully my video is coming in good. I had to fix some sound issues. How is everyone doing? Man, do I think Bitcoin is going to drop back to 18,000? Who the hell knows, dude? Anything's on the table when it comes to Bitcoin. Personally, no, but it's possible. I mean, Bitcoin could pull back even further. Microphone check, check. Yeah, dude, I'm just chilling. Spent the last 2 days just watching this Bitcoin chart. Switch this over to the minute. Let's have some fun with this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. This is a bit ugly. Let's squeeze that in. Squeeze that in. Ooh. Doesn't look as cool. Let's see if we can make this work. It's gonna hit 26,000, man. Like it was just, I felt like it was just a couple hours ago I was watching this. It's like, is it gonna push to 25,000? Sure as hell did, didn't it? Like, when's it gonna stop? When's it gonna crash? Who knows? Like, personally, I think it's going to 30,000 and then maybe a nice little healthy pullback. It's 30,000, maybe a 30% pullback, pull it that back down to 21,000. That's my guess. I don't know, dude. I'm just buying and holding because I know, like me personally, I don't care what Bitcoin does in the short term. I know it's going to 100,000. I know it's going to 500,000. I know it's going to 1 million. I'm just right now, like for BlockFi, I got to put in my BlockFi. Check out the link down below. I will put that. Loving me some BlockFi. I'm putting the daily $500 limit in there every day right now. I'm earning interest in Bitcoin. I love it. If you do open an account, you get $10 in Bitcoin. You put in like $100 or $250, I don't know what it is. Check it out. I've done a video on it. There are some cons. I am treating that like a long-term savings account. My long-term goal is to at least get that 0.28 Bitcoin, 1% number in there. I have 1.5 Bitcoin in Robinhood, approximately 1.5, around 1.44 Bitcoin in Robinhood. I'll probably be liquidating that at the beginning of the year to pay for taxes. That being said, I got a bunch of cash over in my Tastyworks. Let's pull that up. Tastyworks is bringing a coin exchange online. It's expected probably January 4th. They're only going to offer 4 or 5 coins in the beginning. Bumps me out a little. They are adding a futures, a small future Bitcoin bucket that I'm really excited about. I will immediately, I'm hoping they get this in before I have to meet my quarterly tax deadline, because I want to buy probably around 3 to 4 Bitcoin immediately and just hold it. Not worrying about trying to scalp for pennies, man. It's just too hard. You don't know what's going to happen in the short term. You don't know when it's going to dump. You don't know when it's going to pump. I'm not sitting there trying to look at RSIs and MACDs and maximize. I just want to be rich in 5 years, crazy rich, start enjoying some retirement, not trying to like stress out over if I can, because like I honestly believe Bitcoin is the trade of our species. Could be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do not do what I do. You can lose money, but I'm going pretty heavy into Bitcoin. I'm pretty excited about it. How much Bitcoin you got, Torin? Like, if you're worried about a pullback, you can't sleep because it's going to pull back. And then I would, like maybe you got too much in it. That's the way I look at it, or just forget about it, That's all I'm doing. I'm just buying it as much as I can, going forward with that BlockFi account. I'm going to put every spare cent I have right now is going into Bitcoin, some Ethereum, and just build my position over the next 2 to 3 years, whether it's $100 a month, $200 a month. Maybe I don't buy that 12-pack of White Claw. I throw $12 in here, you know, $10 in here. It adds up. And then I'm going to continue to trade the stock market too, selling option premium, trying to make money there. My long-term holds, my trades of the decade in the stock market are going to be Tesla, Square. I love Square. I'm beginning to really start liking Apple again. I'm really starting to get really pumped on NIO. There's even some rumors out there that something's going on with NIO and Apple. Like, I don't know what the likelihood is something like Apple acquiring NIO. I mean, you are talking an American company and a Chinese company, and there's definitely some hurdles there. There's some rumors going around that. So I don't know how valid anything like that's going to be, you know. But definitely a partnership, maybe. There's rumors that Apple's looking to possibly, I mean, they're going crazy right now. So Apple, you know, there's Project Titan, and they have a battery pack that's supposed to be really well, but they don't really have a car. And dude, when you got several $100 billion on your bank account, you know, why not just go buy a car company? They kind of screwed up when they didn't buy Tesla. NIO's only $40 billion. They can definitely afford that. You've got Lucid, I think, is in the United States. I don't know what they're valued at. And speaking of these big companies, I think you're going to, and this is one of the reasons why I think Bitcoin, there's obviously a supply and demand. There is a supply and demand when it comes to Bitcoin. That can't be disputed, right? There is a limited supply and there is a demand, and that is what is driving the price. That's all there is to it. That's going to continue. I think you're going to see more and more companies. I think, you know, they're not going to announce it. Like, why would Tesla say, yeah, we're going to put $2 billion of Bitcoin on our books? Because the second they do that, the price is going to skyrocket and it's going to be harder for them to get them. I think you're going to continue to see news coming out. Wow, you have 2,000 coins? Or you have $2,000. Either way, that's good, man. I'm very pro Ethereum. I definitely think that one's going to do really well too. I'm not sure. Like, I have a couple Ethereum. I want to buy more, but right now it's all about that Bitcoin. I want to get as much Bitcoin as I can possibly get. I am starting to learn more about all the different altcoins and what they do, and there is an amazing future in trading that. I think it's going to be a very good way to diversify yourself. Trade the stock market, you trade options, you trade futures. Nice. And then you start trading, like, if you put in the work on all these different DeFis and projects, I think there's so much opportunity out there. But it's going to be just like the stock market. In the beginning, you don't want to YOLO in this stuff, right? You don't want to put too much into one thing. You're good at figuring out what projects are going to be good. I think there's an opportunity, especially in the short term, to make a lot of money when it comes over to the cryptocurrency market. The one thing that I would recommend is you definitely start building up your Bitcoin position, because I think that's the one that's here to stay. I do feel fairly confident that will overtake gold and probably become the world reserve currency. I mean, there is going to be regulation coming down. Hopefully some of it for the good. There's a lot of FUD out there that's, you know, that kind of helps keep it down. But in my opinion, like I said, I'm putting $500 a day every day into my BlockFi account. I just purchased $500 of Bitcoin about an hour ago at all-time highs. I will continue to do that daily. Over in my Tastyworks account, I have one Bitcoin long future. That was really, really difficult to keep on the table because the futures market closed on Thursday around 10 a.m. PST. And this doesn't open back up until tomorrow at 3 p.m. PST. So this is 5-to-1 leverage. This is no joke, one Bitcoin future, but that's how much conviction I have in it. I have the cash. I mean, as you can see, I'm up $130,000 for the year, and it's easy to say, oh, I can easily Like, I have a lot of conviction in Bitcoin, but this is 5-to-1 leverage. So for every 1,000 it goes up, I'm up 5,000. But I mean, that goes the other way too. So if Bitcoin were to crash, you know, options were expiring on Bitcoin. It was going to be very volatile and it could have gone either way. So far, it's going up. But I got to face this same dilemma next weekend because New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and I mean, the holidays line up, right? So it's the same thing. The markets won't be open on Jan 1. I don't know if they're closing early on Thursday. I'm assuming it's probably going to be a half day again. So I got to go through this all again, you know, three or so days of not being, because you can't trade this. So if Bitcoin crashes, I'm screwed. I'm just stuck. And it's easy to say, oh, if Bitcoin crashes 10,000 points, you know, I'll still be up $80,000 for the year, but goddamn, I don't want to lose $50,000 over a weekend, you know? So it's tough, but at the same time, I'm just like, I know Bitcoin's going to the moon. So I put this on about a week and a half ago because I can't buy Bitcoin in Tastyworks yet. The second the Bitcoin comes online, I want to buy like 2 to 3 Bitcoin and just forget about it. But in the meantime, like I'm taking a huge risk, but that's how much I believe in it. So that's what I've done. And, you know, so far this weekend it's paying off, but can I do that next weekend? Do I play it safe? Do I keep it on? I mean, it's tough because who knows going into the end of the year. You think about it logistically, you know, a lot of times at the end of the year, some stuff could dump because people are tax harvesting. Well, the likelihood of people tax harvesting in Bitcoin is probably low because everyone's up in it, right? So why do you want to sell your Bitcoin at the end of the year if it's just going to increase your tax bill? If anything, it might be going into the first of the year, but who knows? Me personally, and maybe it'll be a combination of that, like Bitcoin pushes up towards 30,000 in the beginning of the year. People want to take some profits, not worry about taxes as much. And maybe that's what causes the pullback. But there's so many institutions getting in. I'm convinced Apple, Tesla, all those companies will start putting Bitcoin on their treasury. How much? Who knows? But like if you're Apple, I don't know, what is their war chest? Like 400 billion or something crazy? Why would you not start buying Bitcoin, in my opinion? You know, I mean, I guess the big thing is it going to cause a problem with the stockholders or whatever? But me personally, I think it's a smart move. So we're going to hit 26,000 a day. I think it's inevitable. Where are we going to stop? I think 30,000 is not off the table this weekend. Personally, who knows? But I mean, it makes these 1,000-point moves. We're in price discovery. I think I easily think 50,000, easily 2021, probably 100,000 plus. Just think about it. Like a lot of people don't even know what Tastyworks is, even though I think it's the best trading platform out there. They are bringing a coin exchange online, and they're not the only one. So it's getting easier and easier and easier for people to start buying Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin with PayPal. You can buy Bitcoin with the Cash App now. The price keeps going up. You know, so one of the big things is I hear a lot of people say, well, I can't afford Bitcoin. I'm like, what are you talking about? You can't afford Bitcoin. You could buy $10 of Bitcoin. You know, so as more and more people start learning about it, more and more people are going to start buying it. And, you know, you got all your companies like MicroStrategy just bought $1 billion. You got an insurance company that just bought $100 million. You're going to see other companies do it. I think, I mean, the train has left the tracks. The freight train is chugging along, and that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple took a huge hit this week. You know, obviously the biggest concern is going to be regulation. Me personally, like, look at this. Bitcoin 25,866, and it's moved to a strong buy. The more it goes up, the more this chart says to buy it. I'm going to continue to buy it. As far as I'm concerned, I'm kind of like that billionaire. I'm putting, you know, I'm going to have some cash, right? And I keep getting paid weekly. So you know, I get my paycheck. One of my paychecks, some of that goes to my mortgage. pay my bills, keep my credit cards at zero, just use them and get the points. I put the rest in Bitcoin in the stock market. Right now, I'm heavily focused on accumulating as much Bitcoin as possible. That's one of the reasons I like the BlockFi. 6% interest on your Bitcoin up to 2.5 Bitcoin. Checking it at a cruise daily. I check that every day. And I'm just like, not only is my Bitcoin going up in value, I mean, that could crash any day, right? Doesn't matter. I got long-term outlook. I'm a hodler. And I see every day I'm earning Bitcoin interest, which I just love. All right, let's take a look at the account. I need to get some, let me stop that. Was I streaming? Yeah, I was streaming. I was not recording. All that beautiful material I do not have to put something into a video. All right, let's take a look at the account. I'm gonna start recording this. All right, I'm looking at my Tastyworks account, link down below. And I do think this is the best trading platform on the stock market, especially if you're an active trader. If you're a passive trader, check out the link to my M1 below. It's very good if you just want to have money automatically put in there on a monthly basis. I do that, and it auto allocates it into the stocks I really like, and it just does that every month for me. It's it's basically automated. That's great if you're a beginner. M1 also only has one trading window early in the morning. You can buy their gold. Give you a second trading window. I think that's a really great feature if you, hey DMAC, how you doing? I think that's a really great feature if you're a beginner, because a lot of times you really got to, especially in the beginning, you just got to have this mindset that you're putting money into the stock market. This is an investment. You know you can lose it all, but if you trade right, if you buy good stocks, long term, it's going to make you a lot of money, and you just got to know that this is money that you can't touch. This isn't money to go buy a TV. This isn't in 6 months. This isn't money to go buy a car or a Tesla, things like that, man. This is money that you're building for your retirement. And it's real easy if there's a huge market correction and a huge market crash that you panic and you go sell. But with M1 and that one trading window, that kind of helps curb that. Yeah, so I do kind of have those concerns, or I've kind of had those concerns. So cryptocurrency in general, like, you've got to be extremely careful about. And it's a small amount, a smallish amount that I'm putting in BlockFi, and it isn't concerned, but they're US based. They're backed by some pretty big people like the Winklevi twins. So I don't think it is an exit scam, but anything's possible. I'm not putting my life savings over there. I am diversifying. I am spreading it around. Like, at the end of the day, if you really want, like, to me, I don't think it's a scam, but it's possible, right? You never know. Can they get hacked, right? What happens if they get hacked and you lose your Bitcoin, just like Mt. Gox? So at the end of the day, if you are a hardcore crypto, I mean, you have a ledger and you have that in your desk, or you have that hidden in a safe somewhere, and you have your passphrase off, even cut up into like 2 different safety account boxes, if you're something like that. And that's why, you don't want to put it all in one spot. Even like, I'm going to have a lot of Bitcoin on the Tastyworks exchange. That's risky, man. What if they get hacked? So it just kind of is what it is. So the minimum you can deposit, I think, is $20. But you're not going to earn a lot of interest on $20. I just start small like me. And again, like right now, I want to build up to about 5,000. 5,000 to 7,000 over there. Yeah, I don't, I'm kind of new to this crypto stuff, so I don't know. I don't know if BlockFi has insurance. Honestly, I haven't looked into that. I should look into that. And I don't know all the different exchanges. I'm just pretty new to this. I started really learning about it recently. I was buying for the most part, all my Bitcoins in Robinhood. You don't even really own it there. You can't take custody of it, but I won't be moving it mostly to Tastyworks, because I I trust this platform. This platform was created by Tom Sosnoff. If you've ever heard of Thinkorswim, he is the one that created Thinkorswim. He sold that to TD Ameritrade, and then he's built this platform. I think it's the best platform on the planet for trading. I trust him, and if, you know, they are going to have triple factor authentication on their link exchange. The link, yeah, let me, which one, the block? Yeah, definitely. Let me see if I can get that for you. It's probably in the description down below, but that's fine. Let me get this for you. Again, it's exciting to watch your interest, you know, creep up in that, but at the same time, I mean, when it comes to crypto in general, it's a very valid concern. Even holding crypto in your own ledger, man, you've got to be really careful about it. You know, the biggest way they're going to come at you is with no, I got it for you. So, I mean, the biggest thing you got to worry about when it comes to just anything in life in general, and I'm going to start doing this, is start breaking up. Like right now, I have a lot of my stuff tied to a pretty public email account, but I'm going to set up a couple different email accounts and move all my stuff over to that. And it's going to be purely to that, because the biggest thing you got to worry about is scammers calling you and tricking you, and email ransomware and things like that, where you click on phishing links and next thing you know, it's all done. Yeah, they are, Saint. How you doing today, DMAC? How is everyone doing? Hopefully you all had a very good Christmas. I spent my Christmas watching the Bitcoin chart. I mean, how sad is that? Like, this is crazy, right? Like 25.8. Are we going to hit 26,000 during the stream? Because that would be fun. You all hit them likes? Hit that like button, please. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna complain about my heater right now. This thing it's a hot box in here. I'm gonna try and turn it off. Stupid thing won't shut off, I bet. One thing, I love the holidays, but man, you know, when the stock market's like, I live for the stock market. I live for trading. So it's just, for me, it's like a 3 or 4 day wait for the market to open, you know? That's the hardest part for me. That's one of the things I love about Bitcoin. That thing's 24/7. Right now, I have the futures, that futures trade on. So I'm locked until tomorrow, 3 PST. I will be streaming tomorrow, as always, 3 p.m. PST. I love doing that on Sundays. Check the futures, do the futures opening. I do have some small exchange. I am short the dollar over there in the small exchange. Oh, yeah, I'm working on a new Discord that will be coming soon. All the early people to my stream, you will be getting lifetime memberships to any private channels I have. So right now I do have a dollar short on. Obviously I'm long Bitcoin, I'm short the dollar. I don't know that I currently, it's a little too early. I have shorted the gold and the precious metals some just to stay engaged. I think it's a little early on the whole everyone's exiting gold for Bitcoin. I do think it's eventually coming. I don't think you're gonna be rich off that trade right now. But you know, the futures open tomorrow at 3 p.m. PST Sunday. I will be live streaming, just talking. Maybe, like, I like putting trades on, usually the NASDAQ and the SPY. I might put a long or a short on, depending on how I feel, and just write it just to try and, you know, it's not really easy to make money scalping futures, but it's, you know, you just put a trade on, stay engaged, give you something to do. Maybe you make some lunch money, maybe you don't. Or you can use it as a hedge. Right now, I did take quite a bit off the table last week when it comes to stocks. I am freeing up some capital to buy that Bitcoin. Looking very forward to just, like, I mean, I can't wait. I don't know how well it's going to integrate with everything. Like, if it has to be in a separate account, hopefully it doesn't. But I mean, I can't wait. I'm so excited for 2021 just to have like 3 or 4 Bitcoin, some Ethereum, and just watch that grow, man. Like, there's going to be some rough times, boys and girls. I'm telling you, man, because, you know, there's going to be some pullbacks. So you just got to be able to stomach that volatility. Luckily, I've had a lot of experience stomaching volatility, and it makes for some good times and it makes for some bad times. But I'm basically taking the money I'm up in last year, and I'm putting a bulk of that into Bitcoin because I think it's the trade. I think it's like the trade. Like, it's already up 9 million% or something like that. It's got another 9 million. Well, not 9 million to go now. That would be insane, but it's got a little, got 20 to 50 to 100x in it over the next 10, 20 years, in my opinion. All right, so last week, I do have to thank Saint Gang Gang for getting me in Riot. I'm up $80 on that. I got some over my small account. I love that play just because they are green. I've only got 100 shares. He's given me Mara. I really like that play. I've made some decent money on that. I will be looking to take these off the table though in January because I'd rather have it in Bitcoin than a miner. I am concerned that there is the potential for a huge market correction or pullback in 2021. In my opinion, I will be keeping my Tesla on the table. I think Tesla will continue to be the trade of the decade, but it could get really rocky. I mean, Tesla could easily see a huge 20, 30% pullback. That's fine. I got my 100 shares of Tesla in the big account. I got 100 shares of Tesla in my IRA. I'm setting it. I'm forgetting it. I'm not touching that. Like, I've already played around way too much with it. I'm not going to try and day trade it anymore. Even though I made money, every time you day trade and make money, you're basically just talking more tax dollars you got to give them. So I'm just forgetting about it. I'm getting really bullish on Apple. I like them a lot. The problem is I only have so much capital, right? So I'm mostly going to be in Bitcoin, Tesla. I like Square a lot. I wouldn't mind putting some Square on, but honestly, like the bulk of it's probably going to be just Tesla and Bitcoin. That's how much conviction I have in those two. It is a bit of diversity. You got your stock market. I will be doing a lot of options plays. Obviously, I like to do a lot of options plays, staying engaged. I've been doing some warrant stuff. That's been a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of success with that. I'm fairly bullish on BFT short term. Long term, it's like, man, whatever, right? If I said it once, I've said it 100 times. If BFT is the next Square, I think Square is still the next Square. That's where I would be putting my money. I started pounding the table and did a video on Square in August when it was like 100 and, I started getting extremely bullish on Square when it was around $120. Look at it now. That same video, I said I was bullish on Lemonade. That one's done pretty good. And then that one gave space. That's obviously done really good. There's SBE. I'm really bullish on SBE. I do have 100 shares of that, but I will probably be taking half, if not more of that off in the table in January. I continue to remain bullish, and that one still has a lot of upside potential. I just think, I would just rather have my money in Bitcoin right now. Like, honestly, it's taking everything I have not to put my entire net worth in Bitcoin. That's pretty funny. So, difference between SpaceX and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a rocket which will not land back on Earth. I agree. I agree 100%. Like, oh my goodness. Everything, it's taken every ounce I have not to just put 90% of my net worth in Bitcoin and the other 10% in Ethereum. Just like locking it in right now, setting about it, forgetting about it, and then just continue to make, my paycheck at work and just pay my bills off, right? All I got's a mortgage payment. And I mean, I could pay that off right now if I wanted to, but why would I want to do that? I got 2.5% interest. I feel like I'd rather have $200,000 in Bitcoin than paying off a little cheap mortgage. Anyway, that's how I look at it. I mean, that's part of what helped me have such a great 2020 is I did a cash out refinance, and this is not financial advice. This is just what I did. It worked for me. This could have very easily blown up in my face. Did a cash out refinance. Got 55,000. I already had like 30,000 in my account. The plan was to spend like 20 to 30,000 fixing my house up. But then, this nasty came, and I'm like, I don't want any contractors in my house. And let me tell you, like, this house can use some work. I got some really nasty carpet. I need to put in some floors. I need to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I have my little comfortable areas, and now I have a dilemma. It's just like why do I want to take money out? Why do I want to take 30,000? Why do I want to take the equivalent of one Bitcoin out to fix my house? I'll just continue to live like this and hopefully make enough in 2 or 3 years to buy 5 more houses. I guess. I don't know. But it's kind of hard now. Now it's like, man, I don't even know if I want to fix my house up right now. I'd rather just make money. Dash is also good as well. What is XMR? So, man, I don't really agree with you on Dash. I think Dash is overpriced. In fact, the position I have in Dash is a call credit spread. You could be right though, dude. Like, I haven't done any hardcore analytics in them. I have no idea. I traded a call credit spread because I think it in the short term, especially in the next 1 to 2 years, I think it'll go down in price. After that, who knows? But it's definitely like nothing I'm like super excited about. I like Airbnb as a company, as a thought. I think that one's overpriced too. Who knows what it's going to do in the next 1 to 2 years. People have priced in Airbnb like it's already like we never had this situation and they're already like fully booked. I don't even like Airbnb's not even making money right now. They just trick people because their third quarter is always profitable. And then, you know, it got out that they make money, but they don't. They lose money right now. So I don't know if that's how much they lose every year is Titan. But to me, I think the Dash and Airbnb are huge risks, huge risky investments right now. I'm not sure what's Moreno. So in IPOs in general, look at them. Like Uber was going to be one of the greatest IPOs ever. That thing went up at first, and then it took 2 years for it to get back up to where it is now. Now Uber's at all-time highs again, which I don't understand, right? Makes no sense to me. They're pricing in a recovery, but like, how could someone make that much of a recovery? And it hasn't happened yet. And there's still a lot of risk out there when it comes to this stuff. We got variants coming. And think about it, like the stock market's kind of crazy through all this, and it's priced in like this crazy recovery, but yeah, I don't know, dude. It scares the hell out of me. So that's why I'm trying to be logical about this, not go all in Bitcoin, still stay in the stock market, but I'm pretty nervous about the stock market. I think there's a decent chance we have a nice pullback. The first quarter of 2021 might be extremely bullish. If it's a blow your top off bullish, I would start getting really nervous about it. Like the more it blows its top off, the more I'm worried it's going to crash. I would honestly rather see it just kind of trade sideways for a while, let the EMAs and things like that catch up. That's how I look at it. But I have the same outlook with Tesla that I do with Bitcoin. So I'm convinced, and I mean like Bitcoin more than anything, that 1 to 3 to 5 years, the price is going to be insane. XMR is Moreno a good? I don't. I did Forex 2009 hardcore TA. I'm not sure what TA is, so I did a little bit of Forex, man. Forex is a great way to get your face melted. Yeah, I agree, Saint Gang. DoorDash is very overvalued. They will not make any real money. I would short Dash at 50 billion or higher. Uber could make money, but dude, like, I'm right there with you, buddy. I couldn't agree with you more. And that's why, and so the robo-taxi is another reason why I'm really hyped on NIO. I have 700 shares in NIO. I kind of want to buy more. I mean, so I'm putting NIO. So I did the trades of the decade video recently. Excuse me. So those trades were Bitcoin, Square, and Tesla. But honorable mention is definitely NIO. That one's more risky, But I think that one will easily be a multi-$100 billion company if they're not acquired. Like, so if Apple comes in and acquire them, I don't even know if that's legally possible, to be honest. Oh, it was yeah, did we make the same? If you're talking about Dash, oh, dude, DMAC, my apologies. Yeah, I forgot that one existed. So when it comes to the altcoins, I'm just starting to learn about it, really starting to learn about the DeFi. Like, is my video playing? I'm seeing like it's spinning wheel. I don't know if it's actually playing. Hopefully it is. Is it stuttering? I'm getting, oh, the drop frames have gone down, so I think that's good. I'm gonna eventually have to get better internet, I guess. I don't know if my video stopped. Did it stop? All right, let's check this out. What am I looking at here? A microphone check. I don't even have my, oh man. I don't even have my beautiful face out there so you guys could see my beautiful face. My apologies. Yeah, so I was just starting to learn about, I'm starting to learn about the DeFi stuff, the altcoins. They really excite me. And I definitely want to start trading that some, but I don't want to get too carried away. It's just like there's too much out there. You never know. And a lot of it's just secondhand what people tell me they think is good. You really got to put a lot of research into it. But at the end of the day, don't most of them, like, you might have some success in them short term, but right now, like after 1 or 2 years, it's just kind of hard. So I definitely would stay in the top 10. Like, I would, like, it's a good thing I don't have access to buy XRP right now, because if I did have access to buy XRP, I probably would have been an idiot and bought some, just because it's so low. But I mean, they're in a really bad situation where that thing could easily end up just being wiped off the face of the planet right now with what's going on. You got all these different exchanges delisting them, and you got to be careful. Like, you really got to put in your due diligence on this stuff, man, especially with these altcoins. With Bitcoin, that's why I'm mostly sticking to Bitcoin, mostly sticking to Ethereum. They're tested. They're Bitcoin is especially gaining institutional adoptance. So is Ethereum. I don't, like, me personally, it's like trading penny stocks when it comes to a lot of these altcoins. So if you want to gamble on it, do a small amount. For the most part, I'm avoiding it, but I am definitely learning about it. And me personally, I think you're going to be a lot better off, like, hopping into an altcoin once you start seeing it get the same kind of adoptance Bitcoin and Ethereum are. So XMR, let's see if that's on the chart. I haven't even had a chance to look at what's Bitcoin doing. First of all, we're having a little dip. I thought we were going to hit that 26,000. XMR, where's that on the chart? In the top 10. I know Tether just took over XRP. I hear a lot about Cardano. Chainlink is getting dumped because of XRP. I hear a lot of good things about Stellar. Monera, that's what you were talking about. I need to star that one. I'm going to watch that one. I'm going to see what I can learn about that one. What else do I like? I definitely heard a lot about that. Some Litecoin. I need Tether. Right, so offhand, these are the ones I would be interested in. This one, you've put it on my radar now. I'm definitely going to watch it. Yeah, so the whole ICO thing, I'm definitely staying away from it. And again, right now, like it took me in 2017, I was like, man, I didn't, Bitcoin I thought was crazy. I wasn't investing in it. And it was highly speculative, and all this was true. I didn't understand all the cores. Like I just knew it was decentralized and I didn't really understand it. But I'm like, man, this is crazy. This is definitely going to crash. And I saw a lot of people FOMOing into it at the highs. Hopefully they held on to it because now they're back. And now this time around, I've learned a lot more about it. And it's the institutional adoption that's the game changer for me, right? So we're in the beginning of institutional adoption. So that's why I love Bitcoin because one, you have a supply and demand issue. There is definitely a supply. And the demand is going to continue to go to the moon. As that goes to the moon, the price is going to go with it. Obviously there's a lot of risk when it comes to this stuff. Regulation, you got to know how to protect it. It's not necessarily insured, though Kraken says they do. Like the same thing though. Like how much can you trust Kraken? I don't know. I don't know Kraken. Maybe they're amazing. I'm definitely going to look into them though. But Ethereum is starting to get institutional adoption, and I think Ethereum has a lot more institutional adoption than what we've heard about. And I know that there's an altcoin season, so if Ethereum can see a huge pump coming up. Yeah, so I've heard a lot of good things about Cardano. I don't know a lot about it. They're definitely on my radar. Right? But I mean, how do I decide? Like, how do I decide what to buy? So for me, I'm just sticking to Bitcoin and Ethereum for the most part. But right now, it's all about Bitcoin for me. And I'll probably start eventually definitely trading more of this as it comes online. As I mentioned, Tastyworks has a small exchange. The small exchange is really cool because it has different products, like a dollar product that you could trade. It's capital efficient. They have a technology. They have a precious metal ones. They have an SM75 that's just smallish, small cap stocks. It's a bit like the Russell. They are adding a Bitcoin, not a cryptocurrency future. I don't know what it's going to be weighted like yet. It's supposed to come in sometimes probably towards the end of Q1. But you're going to see a lot of things like this, and it's going to help adoption of the industry in general, just not Bitcoin and Ethereum, but all the ones that break through and start becoming adopted, like some of these, possibly XMR, Cardano, things like this. So you just got to, like, to me, once I start seeing that adoption of a certain one kind of go up, I'm not necessarily worried about buying it at a penny and writing it up to several dollars. I'd much rather get in it when I feel it's safer and ride the wave up. Because when you're gonna get your face, it's just like trading penny stocks. You're gonna get your face melted on most of them. So that's kind of the approach I'm taking after doing investing for as long as I have. They're gonna start adding options. A lot of this crypto, like legit options. I know they have them out there, but I don't really know how they work. I'm talking like from more and more brokerages are coming on with different types of derivatives for this stuff, and that's definitely going to increase adoption. And again, we're at the early stages, so there's no doubt in my mind if you invest smart into things like Bitcoin, most of it into Bitcoin and Ethereum. In my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. We're all going to be doing very good. So in 5 years, if I'm still doing this, we could all be sitting back. I'll have a private island, and each one of you could have your little private island nearby. We can talk on our sat phones, or by then it'll probably be sat screens. Oh, hey Michael, how you doing? What are you up to this day? Are you into crypto? Are you into the stock market? You in both? We just kind of sitting here talking about what's good. I'll tell you what's good, buddy. I'll tell you what's good. This Bitcoin price. Keep on trucking, son. All I want for Christmas is $30,000 Bitcoin. What about you guys? Yeah, if it were to go to 50,000, I wouldn't complain. I mean, I know that's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's unlikely. I don't know, it kind of did the same thing from 24 to 25. It kind of like pushed up to 24.9, pulled back down to 25.7, pushed back up, pulled back down. So we like, but then when it blew through, like it blew through like boom, fast, right? Is the same thing gonna happen? Now, gotta be careful because it could easily go the other way. Mara, we got another Mara. So, Thank Gang put Mara on my radar. I bought 500 shares of that a couple weeks ago. I'm enjoying it. I'm not big into buying calls, but good for you on that. LCA, I am definitely done some LCA videos. I definitely very bullish on LCA. I think LCA, excuse me, is going to be a great long-term hold. They're currently like less than a $2 billion company. I don't see how they don't become a 10, 20, $50 billion company. I don't know how much of LCA I'm going to hold on into to 2021. Probably at least half of it though. 150 contracts. Baller alert. Which one did you get? I wish I would have known warrants before then. I probably would have bought nice. I would have bought warrants in LCA instead. I'm not going to do that now. Oh, I didn't even realize it closed at 25.5. I think the merger vote's on Monday or Tuesday, right? There's no way that doesn't go through this time. You guys get your votes in? I did. But I'll probably keep, so I do have LCA over in my small account, so I'm definitely not, I'll definitely hold those. I'll just 10 shares. I'll probably keep some on my big account, but again, I'm taking everything I have not to go all in Bitcoin. I'm just, I've been wrong before, right? Like, but I don't see how Bitcoin, how that's not the best investment on the board. I don't see how, obviously it could go wrong, right? Like, but I don't know. So I'm trying to keep it smart. I think Tesla is going to be 2, 3, 4. I think Tesla will hit $1 trillion next year as long as the stock market doesn't crash. NIO, as long as good, I think NIO has report coming out, car report coming out in December. December is a very bullish month for cars. It's always the best month. So I mean that's already built into the price some, I bet. But you got a lot of rumors coming out. Apple, NIO has a building near Apple, and the engineers were talking. Man, maybe they were just shooting the ass. I don't know. Or I don't even know if it was engineers, but Apple was at NIO. Like I was hearing that. So what's going on there? We know one of the biggest mistakes in Apple's history, which, like, how could you say they made any, but they had a chance to buy Tesla and they didn't. I'm very grateful that they didn't, actually. I don't want Apple to be that, like, that's just too much, man. Like, they're already the world's biggest company, and now they have, you know, they would have something like Tesla. And if Apple would have bought Tesla, would that have included Solar City and all the battery storage, which I think is a whole different. So anyway, I don't want to go too far off on the rails on that, but I'm very glad that didn't go through. But I am excited. I think Apple, my prediction for Apple is something is definitely going to happen when it comes to battery storage. Battery storage is going to be a massive industry over the next 10 years. We're probably going to see more government incentives. I believe they've already extended the whole solar rebate thing an extra couple years, which is amazing, because I'm definitely eyeing to get Tesla Solar and Tesla Solar batteries. I would love for them to start giving incentives on batteries. And I mean, oh man, my head's going crazy, right? So this is another reason why I love Bitcoin so much, because they just keep printing money, right? So, but I definitely want to get Tesla Solar, the battery packs. I think that's an amazing product. So I think Apple, so the rumors right now is Apple has a really good battery pack that's even supposed to be better than what Tesla has. I mean, everyone says that, but like everyone's comparing to what Tesla's doing right now. What does that mean when they got the new battery pack coming online in the beginning of 2021 and all the advancements they have going on, right? So that they got that. There's definitely going to be some things going on with the car. But my big prediction with Apple is they're going to get more into fintech too. They already have the Apple card. Like, why would they not go do something like buy something like BFT or something like that? That's what I would be doing if I were them, and then start getting cryptocurrency involved too, like PayPal and Square. Like, I mean, those are the pro moves right there, in my opinion. That's what I would be doing if I was Apple. It's definitely, I like where their head's at with the whole. So for them, it's more about their self-driving technology. I don't know how good that is. I've heard great things. How does that compare to Tesla? Who knows? If they were to do some kind of partnership with NIO with their self-driving, I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm starting to get extremely bullish on NIO. I'm sitting here with 700 shares. I want to buy more, but it's tough. It's like, do I buy NIO, which scares me because it's Chinese, or do I put it in crypto? What do I do? Like, which one do I buy? Do I buy more NIO? Do I buy more crypto? Do I buy more Tesla? What if the stock market crashes? What if Bitcoin crashes? This is the hardest part about trading, is managing your money, man. I tell you, it's great when you're going up, but when the crypto market's crashing or the stock market's crashing, you can. I don't know about you. It doesn't get any easier the more money I've made in the stock market. It just, your bigger ulcers when it's crashing. I mean, dude, let me go show you my iPhone X. I'm not gonna go get it, but the thing's bulging because the battery's swelling. So I don't know, you might have a point there. My battery life, so the battery life has not been bad for me. I had my iPhone X for 3 years. It definitely gets worse over time, and it sucks because it's not easy to replace. I was going to hold my iPhone X for another year, but the battery started swelling, and I was like, here we go. So, and you might be right. I don't know how good their battery is for a car. It's just all rumors. So it may, but I mean, it'll probably be good in my opinion. And it's Apple, right? Like, it's already a good value. Like, Apple's one of the safest stocks you could buy. Again, if the market crashes 30-40%, Apple's going to be hit hard though. So there is no safe bets on the stock market. It's just too easy, especially right now, man. Like, all these people are getting their stimulus checks. They're YOLOing. They're going to Wall Street bets. They're YOLOing in the stocks, and they've had some success. A lot of people have had a lot of success because the stock market's not normal right now. So Robinhood, I discussed this the other day. Robinhood is lowering their margin rate. I see a bunch of YouTubers talking about how they use margin. They're heavy in margin. They're taking loans out to buy into the stock market. I mean, dude, the collapse that could create. Like, once the algorithms kick in and it starts dumping the stock market, and you start having margin calls and stop losses, it could be, and that's probably a big reason why it was so brutal in March. Like, if people continue to pile in, it could be brutal again. So this year, 2020, I was 90. Like, right now, I'm heavy. This account is, well, I take that back. I just took a lot off the table. But until last week, I mean, this account was 90%, 95% in the stock market. And most of that was in Tesla, so it worked out for me. And I had a lot of NIO and a lot of XPeng, so it definitely worked out for me. If I were to keep it in, 2021 could easily be the same thing. It could just continue to pump and pump and pump. But I'm going to play it a little bit safer. And, luckily cryptocurrency and Bitcoin's out there. And I think, at the end of the day, like, if the stock market were to crash, Bitcoin would probably go up. I think Bitcoin's going up no matter what. So anyway, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Yeah, we're doing. We hitting that 26,000. I don't know, man. It'd be one of those all-day things. Bitcoin's ruining my life right now. All I do is watch the Bitcoin chart. Like, when am I happy? It blew through 24,000. I'm like, that's great, but now I want 25. It blew through 25. I'm like, that's great, but now I want 26. I mean, when does it stop? It's not going to stop, right? Ugh. Well, this did not go as planned. I was going to try and make some video content in this too, but that's great because I would much rather just have people come in here and talk, and we can just talk. I see. What do we got? We got 2 thumbs up. Come on. We got 3 or 4 people in here. Here, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm part of the problem, not part of the solution. All right, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I'm just kind of talking out of my butt right now, but I want to keep it engaging. You guys got any questions? What do you think? I mean, Bitcoin's going to hit 26,000 a day, right? It's inevitable. What do you think? Is Bitcoin when's Bitcoin gonna pull back? How much is it gonna pull back? So you're in, I don't know if you're still in the chat, Michael, but you're in Mara. Do you have Bitcoin too? Or are you just all options? You've just been buying options? How long have you been doing that? Have you been successful? I was never successful. I might hit a winner here and there, but it's too hard, man, in my opinion. $25%. When is it going to pull back? 30,000? 32,000? 25% is going to be pretty brutal. You could argue that all this printing will make assets go up. They printed 25% of all the fiat currency in the world in just 9 months. Yeah, so it's all right. So 2 things. I don't know what's going to happen with this current stimulus check. It's a total CF. It's a total cluster. $600, from what I can tell, is off the table right now. I got to clear my throat. Excuse me. So the $600 stimulus is off the table. If they can't come to an agreement, that can make the market pretty ugly. I don't know how they don't do something though. So I think $1,000 is likely. $2,000 would be great. So if $2,000 or even $1,000 were to get approved, it's definitely going to stimulate the economy, especially in the short term. But then we're going to have another stimulus after that. So it's eventually going to catch up. But the more money they print, the better it is for Bitcoin, in my opinion. And the more, eventually they're going to have to raise rates. And it's going to be a very tough game. So eventually you got to pay the piper, right? So there's always going to be another bear market. There's always going to be another crash. You just kind of got to, for me, you just got to kind of protect your money, right? So I'm going to be doing a lot of that with cryptocurrency, doing a lot I don't want to sell options against my Tesla. It's such a good play to do covered calls. But man, that damn thing will blow through your covered call before you even get out of bed, and then you have all your shares taken away. So for me, especially right now going into 2021, I'm just really trying to focus in on the stocks that even if there is a huge market pullback, I know I'm going to be okay with something like Tesla. There's almost no chance unless some crazy black swan event hits Tesla. So I agree with you. $2,000 stimulus check, in theory, it's kind of bad, but I mean, the people need the money. I wish they had a more efficient way of doing that because, excuse me, if they do a $2,000 stimulus check, I'm going to get a $2,000 stimulus check. Millions of people like me are going to get a $2,000 stimulus check. I don't need a $2,000 stimulus check. If I were to get a $2,000 stimulus check, you know what I'm doing with my check? I'm buying Bitcoin. How ironic is that? Right? They're going to print money that I think is I don't think it's going to be worthless in the future, but it definitely is losing more purchasing power than it ever has in the past. recently. So I'm like, thank you, give me something I don't need, and I'm gonna like I'm gonna be, you know, if I'm right, I'm gonna be moving towards that 1%er, and all the people that really needed it are getting. So I would personally, I would much rather see that money go to the people that really need it. But I mean, what am I going to do? Am I going to take my $2,000 check and just go give it to a homeless person? I mean, that's not really, I'm more about solving that. Anyway, that's my political rant. Lower pullbacks will be on BT. Yeah, so, man, that's a two-edged sword. So in the past, we've seen some pretty violent dips. I don't think those dips are going to be as violent going forward. I think it's mostly going to be a parabolic move up with some dips. I agree. I don't think the dips are going to be as big because it's not going to just, like, it's not even retail people like us FOMOing in right now. Right now, it's just the beginning of even companies FOMOing in. A lot of people are going to follow what MicroStrategy is doing. I think you're an idiot if you don't. As a stockholder in Tesla, I want Tesla to put Bitcoin on their books. Like, I think that's a no-brainer at this point. All right, if the Dems win these 2 Georgia Senate seats, then Biden will have free reign. Trillions and trillions will flow through stimulus. I mean, that's an interesting play. Do they have a chance of winning? I haven't paid much attention to it. So historically speaking, the stock market has always done better when it was bipartisan. And I think historically, I could be wrong, fact check me on this. Historically speaking, when it's all one way or the other, it hasn't been as good. And you know, like I've said it once, I've said it a million times, when you zig, the stock market zags. So very good theory, you may be right. Like, they may pump trillions, and it may immediately, like, just blow your top off on the stock market, then leading to a much bigger crash, right? So at the end of the day, you know, watch your size. That's all I can say. And by that, I mean, like, I wasn't watching my size in the stock market, and it paid off, but I'm going to start trying to protect and watch my size a bit more going forward. Yeah, it may be worthless in the future, but not now. Like, I couldn't agree more. At the end of the day, here's how I kind of envision it. So at the end of the day, all countries are going to end up having their own cryptocurrency. There's no doubt in my mind that cryptocurrency is the future. Whether it's decentralized or not, the government will have their own crypto, because it just makes so much sense. And honestly, I would much rather have it that way. I don't want to do taxes at the end of the year. Just my money does all my work for me now, right? Like, taxes just happen. You know, you still got to kind of pay attention to it. But anyway, that's how I look at it. So at the end of the day, I think Bitcoin is kind of going to be the global reserve currency. And then I'm not sure how all the other ones like Ethereum is going to play into it. And dude, I may be way wrong. I'm just learning this stuff. Like, am I wrong? I have no idea. I really don't. But then governments are going to come on with their own cryptocurrency. I don't know how much the U.S. government has in Bitcoin, but I hope it's a S-ton, personally. Because otherwise, it's a threat to our national security, in my opinion. Like, in my opinion, I don't know, the Fed's buying bonds. The Fed should be buying Bitcoin, in my opinion. As much as they can get a hold of. I mean, isn't that what Asia's doing? Yeah, so it's 17% was split Congress. So historically speaking, it's always been better. The stock market doesn't like it when it's controlled by all one party. And I'm not going to really say what affiliation I'm with, because I don't want to piss anyone off, man. The people are way too hardcore about politics these days. I mean, I don't know, it's way worse than what it used to be. I don't want to piss anyone off, but I definitely have some opinions when it comes to politics, and I may or may not like certain people out there, but I'm not going to tell you who. My political views may surprise you. It shouldn't be too surprising. I'm obviously very big into EV, saving the planet, things like that. So not too hard to figure out, right? All right, boys and girls, we're hovering around that 27, 25, 700 level. I feel like that was the same thing we did yesterday, only it was 24/7. Man, like Bitcoin ruining everyone else's life. Like I love it's going up, but I can't stop watching it. I can't even watch TV without my iPhone just sitting there on the side watching the Bitcoin price go up. Yeah, no, I mean, so government can come up with their own currency. I agree, but those who are smart will not buy. So, yeah, so the way I see it happening is someone like you and me are going to have the majority of our money in Bitcoin. And eventually Bitcoin, hopefully it'll be accepted everywhere, and it's already leaning towards that. And we may not have any need to have our money in that currency. I think maybe 100%, but that's going to take time. So 5 years, 10 years, I have no idea. So, and the government, I mean, it's hard to say. They may not come up with their own currency. At the end of the day, if at the end of the day, everything can just be handled by Bitcoin and a couple other, maybe that's the way to go. So one of the reasons, all right, so let's think about this from a financial standpoint. So one of the reasons the government would have their own currency is, I mean, it's just part of the economy for that government. And maybe it'll be the easiest way for just everyone to do business instead of depositing dollars into your account, into your paycheck. At a national level, it'll just still be run by that currency, right? So I mean, who knows, man? It's the wild, wild west, as everyone says right now. All I'm confident about is we're going to be wealthy as S on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if you hit the right altcoins, definitely make some money there. XRP, JP Morgan is manipulating price to XRP. So why would JP Morgan, I mean, and it's very possible, like why is the SEC, all of us, like I'm not an expert, so why is the SEC picking on XRP? Because they can. I mean, XRP did theoretically break. Man, it's all politics, right? I don't know. Is it all government manipulation? Could be. Crypto RSR could be a cool world reserve stablecoin. So what's RSR? Backed by multiple? Man, how do you keep up with all this stuff? Gold, silver, yeah. So to me, gold, silver, all that stuff, it really kind of, I mean, it barely made sense to me. And the younger generations are definitely going to look at it that way. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. But, you know, I understand a lot of older people too. Like I'm telling my parents, I'm like, please invest in Bitcoin, right? Like just buy one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin to them, are you kidding me? Like if Bitcoin were to go to zero, they wouldn't even lose sleep. I'm like, please just buy one Bitcoin, right? But, you know, they come from a different generation. They don't understand it. Someone my age, it's probably only because I'm in IT that makes sense to me, I guess. I don't know. But the younger they are, like even so, the younger these kids are, and that's the thing, they're already adopting it. So it's going to change to that regardless, unless everything's capable of being disrupted. Even Bitcoin's capable of being disrupted. And that's what all these other altcoins, you know, they have that potential. But, you know, I think Bitcoin is going to emerge victorious. I also think, I'm pretty sure I think Ethereum is going to emerge victorious. There's definitely going to be some altcoins that have value. I don't fully understand the whole ICO process yet. Is the stock, like, to me, in the future of just trading stocks, options, and derivatives, is that going to all be cryptocurrency too? right? But then, like, there's a certain value to having your money insured and not having to worry about, like, there's pros and cons to everything, right? So there's a certain value and even diversity to having cash, having money in the bank, having it be insured, having to not worry about it. If that bank gets robbed, you're insured up to a certain amount. If my stock account gets robbed, I'm insured up to, like, I don't know, 250,000 or something. When it comes to Bitcoin, there is going to be a lot of different scams. There's already, like, who was it? It was someone, Ledger. Ledger got hacked and all their email addresses up to a certain point. A lot of people's email addresses and things like that were leaked. So a lot of phishing emails were sent to these people. People lost all their Bitcoin because they got hacked in a phishing scam. And then other people got death threats saying, give us your Bitcoin. I know where you live. I'm going to murder you if you don't. I mean, so it's a whole different ballgame when it comes to something like that, right? It's scary. It's back into the days before there were banks. So a lot of different technologies will emerge from this. There will probably be a lot of different opportunities out there, maybe, and some of this stuff probably already exists. And, you know, I think DMAC, you said Kraken insures it. There's going to be places out there, like a bank, I guess, where you could store your crypto and it's insured, or, you know, offerings like that. So there's definitely going to be a lot of opportunity going forward, not just in holding the coin, but the businesses that emerge from it. So you got to keep that on your radar too. But I am gambling that Bitcoin will be the reserve, will overtake gold. I personally think it will overtake the US dollar and be the world's reserve currency. I mean, whether or not, how much that affects the United States and our economy, I don't know, man, but that's what I'm gambling on. So RSR, crypto RSR. What is RSR? Could be a cool world reserve stable. Is that just a different coin? Oh, reserve. No, I don't know, man. Or is that what they're just going to name it? So if someone were to hand you $10,000 to purely bet on an altcoin, not Ethereum, what would you bet on? Fundrise. So I haven't heard of Fundrise. I was considering an online platform to invest in real estate, but your money is to, oh yeah. I think I remember hearing about that. So I looked into that and I'm like, man, because I kind of want to get into real estate too, and I still might. Like, honestly, this house is just, like, I can't complain. It's a nice house. It's small. It needs a lot of work. But I would love to go out and buy another house. And this house has helped me propel my net worth, because it went up in value. I was a cash out refinance. I was able to take that and go forward with it. So now, like, part of what I would like to do is go out and buy a house that I want to live in, that I would love a lot more, right? And then, like, maybe turn this into an Airbnb. But real estate's a lot of work. And then that whole, like, so 8 to 12%, yeah, no, I like that too. And it's just a different avenue, and it's a good diversification. But I'm more of a just, I'm really picking things that I think are going to do really well. Real estate is definitely a great thing to diversify into, but man, you got to know what you're doing. It scares the hell out of me. Even just going out and finding a good deal and dealing, like, I'm not patient, man. I don't like shopping for, like, when I shopped for this house, it eventually got to the point where I just got sick of looking at houses, and I probably settled quicker than I should have. But you know, there was a lot of different things going on at the time. My first house. So you know, you're definitely gonna do it better next time, and it's definitely a learning experience. But I'm already at the point right now, like it took me a long time to learn what I did when it comes to stocks and options and futures. And there's still a lot of things I've yet to learn. I want to start doing like bond and note trades, the knob spreads, things like that. I don't totally understand that. Even doing options on your futures, there's still so much to learn there. And now you throw this cryptocurrency crap on my plate, which I love because I'm an engineer. So, you know, like I just love, it just makes sense to me. But there's so much. Like every day I'll go start watching YouTube videos and I'll start seeing things like liquidity pools and flash loans and this and that. I'm just like, oh my goodness, dude. Like, how long is this going to take me to learn? And so, yeah, so that's a very good point. Like, I kind of want to go buy another house, turn this into an Airbnb, and then maybe start building an Airbnb empire. But I mean, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of, like, you see these YouTube videos, oh, I built an, you know, that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. Just like any passive income stream, you got to put a lot of work into it. Do I really want to do that? And that's going to take away, you know, the amount of work I put into things like this channel or just even trading with two things that I really do love. So I'm not going to mention any names, but I was watching one YouTuber stream, and he was talking about how he was going to buy another house somewhere. And someone said, why do you want to buy another house? And he just goes, you want to diversify. It's stupid not to want to buy real estate. I'm just like, dude, like, first of all, that was extremely insulting, but like, you don't have to be in real estate to invest in real estate. The stock market lets you invest in just about anything you want, right? So yeah, so there's a lot of really good REITs out there, along with just the reach. You know, you can get the dividends. I don't know a lot of those ones you were talking about, but I agree, man. There's like, if that's a route you want to go, you can definitely invest in REITs. Right now, investing in real estate kind of scares the hell out of me still. I mean, obviously there's going to be a recovery. I definitely don't know which ones to get into. I really do kind of like Rocket too. I know they're not a REIT. Rocket and OpenWar. I think OpenWar is like already, I think the ship has sailed on that one. Probably, I did have some of that back when it was around 15. No, only about, like I bought in around this price and then sold. There's definitely a lot of opportunity in OpenWar in my opinion. I'm looking forward to this week in LCA. I think it's going to be a good week in LCA. I think we could hit 30 plus. We could get to 30, 35 and definitely take 100 shares off the table. Keep another 50 or 100 long term probably. I've been getting really bullish on NNDM, but right now, what do I have? I have 500 shares of NNDM and 2 puts. That one had a wild week. At the end of the day, I'll probably just keep 100 shares of these. I'm just kind of swing trading it. I'm on the wrong side of the trade at the moment. Though I do think I've made money on this for the year so far. Let's find out. So I'm up about $100 on them, nothing big. So I do think NNDM has got a huge potential going forward. Extremely risky though, so I definitely wouldn't YOLO into that one. I know Wall Street Bets is really heavy on GameStop right now, which I don't fully understand, but that seems to be the big one right now. Any of you in GameStop? Oh, I mean, just because PS5s and Xboxes are flying off the shelves, why the hell is GameStop going crazy? I don't get that one. $20? Wasn't that a $5 stock? $2 stock. Yeah, the only reason that one's going up because those dudes are pumping it. 5% a year on those. I mean, that's a good little diversity. All right, let's do a quick Bitcoin check. I'm going to wrap this up. I really appreciate you guys hopping in. I will be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock PST. 25.7, man. I was really hoping to get 26,000 while I did this. I don't even know if I'm gonna make a video now. Like, I've been recording this whole thing too. All right, so again, I really appreciate everyone hopping in. I'm gonna wrap this up. I will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. PST. Please come back. Let's trade that stock, that future opening. Hopefully Bitcoin's at 27,000 by tomorrow. I'm calling my shot like Babe Ruth right now. Anyway, I love you guys. Appreciate you all hopping in. Hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow, and peace.